I'm Jim Gardner. A tornado was caught on tape as it cuts a destructive and deadly path across Maryland. Tomorrow we find out who won the New Jersey share of the big game jackpot. And when does the biological clock start ticking for May? Plus AccuWeather next.
He's your big brother, and you want underwear just like his. That's why there's new Pampers Easy Ups, training pants that look and fit like underwear and feel softer than the leading training pant. To you, it is underwear. New Pampers Easy Ups.
A million uses and counting. The 210 horsepower supercharged Nissan Xterra. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
When you've got a really bad cold, everything rubs you the wrong way. Thank goodness for Kleenex tissues. Kleenex Ultra Soft is the softest tissue for even the toughest customers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's a beautiful morning.
Ask your doctor about Vioxx, a prescription medicine from Merck, and find out if Vioxx is right for you. Vioxx.
My new favorite color? Brown sugar number 63 from Garnier Nutrice. More than a simple cream, it's a conditioning mask with fragrant fruit oil for rich, lasting color and incredible softness. Garnier Nutrice. Trust them, they're experts.
In the old days, athlete's foot meant using Lotrimin AF or Tenactin for 4 whole weeks.
Who does that? Today, Lamisil AT kills the fungus with just 1 week's use.
And keeps you athlete's foot free for 3 months.
Lamisil AT, the best way to cure athlete's foot.
Wednesday, a primetime murder mystery you won't be able to get out of your mind. Are these men killers, or are there demons living inside their minds? Is it possible? Mind game, murder, and multiple personalities. An astonishing special primetime Wednesday. Then, to fully understand the crisis in the Mideast, you'd have to follow it intensely for years, or turn to one man who has. Nightline returns to the Holy Land.
Coming up next, is it your imagination or is something about it supernatural? A special report on phantom finders, plus how to cut calories without giving up your favorite foods. Next.
Cecily Tynan, weekdays on Action News.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program with Gary Papa, Dave Roberts, and Jim Gardner.
It is Monday night, and the big story on Action News tonight is breaking news in Burlington County, New Jersey. Chopper 6 is now live above Florence Township, where firefighters are battling a blaze that broke out within the hour at 304 Foundry Street. And initial reports from the scene are that some residents, possibly some children, may be trapped inside the house. Arriving firefighters found smoke and flames coming from both floors of the 2-story dwelling. A number of rescue crews are also standing by, but so far there have been no victims transported to area hospitals. If we get more information on this developing story in Florence, New Jersey, of course, we will bring it to you. It is crisis time for the public school community in Coatesville, and at a meeting tonight, emotions have been rising to a boil. Live outside the high school tonight, Action News reporter David Henry. David, what's the latest there?
Well, the latest, Jim, is that the school board was hoping to vote tonight on some drastic cost-saving measures, but they are still getting quite an earful from an oftentimes unruly crowd that packed the auditorium here at the high school tonight. They are angry about these drastic cost-cutting measures that have been proposed, and the upshot is that the current students and staff are being asked to pay for the sins of the past. At times, it verged on open rebellion when the overflow crowd refused to clear the aisles. The police were called in to restore order. It was a night of jeers, cheers, and tears. Secretary Lisa Lees was consoled by friends after learning her job would be one of over 150 to go.
They didn't have the courtesy to tell her. She read it in this bulletin tonight when she came in.
It's very upsetting, especially when you're dedicated to your job. You really love your job.
You put in 30 years.
It'll be 30 years in December.
The schools are in a $13 million hole. The district is trying to dig out without raising taxes. That means eliminating over 150 jobs, dropping kindergarten, middle school sports, alternative education, and other programs.
Expenditures must equal revenues, and we can't get around that.
The current administration inherited the problem. When they took over last summer, they had the books examined and found out the district had been hiding deficit budgets since 1993. The level of deception and mismanagement may even lead to criminal charges.
If we find anything that is against the criminal code, we will certainly go to the DA as quick as possible.
The angry crowd packing the high school auditorium wasn't interested in hearing how it happened. They feel the suggested cuts are much too drastic. Some say it'll drive them away.
My kid's going to have to suffer for this. I don't know. I might have to take her out of the school district. Move.
This is clearly a school district in crisis, and the people who showed up for this meeting tonight are very unhappy about what appears to be a painful and uncertain road ahead. Live in Coatesville, I'm David Henry, Channel 6 Action News. Jim?
Thank you, David. Substitute teachers and their supporters rallied outside the school board meeting in Camden tonight. The teachers claim they have not been called to work since joining the union last month. They have filed a grievance against the district. Many of the protesters also went inside tonight's board meeting, hoping to make their voices heard. School officials dispute charges that they are trying to bust the union. They say the substitutes are not being used because of a projected $40 million budget deficit. Chopper 6 was over the scene in Norristown, Montgomery County, where a girl was hit by a car tonight. It happened on Main Street near Hartranft Avenue at 9:30. Police are investigating exactly what happened, but they say the driver did remain at the scene. The girl has been flown to Children's Hospital in Philadelphia for treatment. The court-appointed lawyer for Center City rapist suspect Troy Graves went to court in Fort Collins, Colorado today to say that her client has waived his right to a preliminary hearing. Graves was inside with his wrists and ankles shackled. He is charged with attacking 6 women in Fort Collins, and it's still not clear if he will be tried first in Colorado or in Philadelphia, where he is charged with 6 sexual assaults and the murder of Shannon Schieber. In Philadelphia, more legal maneuverings in the Pier 34 collapse case. One of the 2 defendants in the case, Michael Asbell, was in court today, where defense attorneys argue that the felony charge of risking a catastrophe should be thrown out. The lawyers argue that the charge of failing to prevent a catastrophe is more appropriate in the case that claimed 3 lives. That is a misdemeanor, and if it becomes the most serious charge against Asbell and Eli Koretny, who is recovering from a heart attack, they could face a non-jury trial in municipal court. In La Plata, Maryland, they are picking up the pieces today, that after last night's powerful tornado. A resident took these pictures of the tornado, the first F5 twister in Maryland history. An F5 is the strongest category of tornado, quite rare, with winds between 261 and 318 miles an hour. Tornadoes ripped through cities and towns from Missouri to Maryland last night, killing a total of 6 people, including 3 in Maryland. Dozens of homes were destroyed, and for many survivors, it was a close call, like a Maryland man caught in his car.
And I backed up and come down here to get away from it, and I couldn't get away. It caught me. It just picked the car up and spun it around like a top.
The governor of Maryland has declared a state of emergency in 3 counties. A tornado in 1926 killed 14 children in La Plata, but even that tornado was not as strong as the one last night. In the Middle East, an agreement has been reached to free Yasser Arafat from his compound in Ramallah. But Arafat is still inside and will apparently remain there until 6 Palestinians wanted by the Israelis are escorted out by American and British monitors. The deal, brokered by the United States, will see those monitors watch over the 6 Palestinian militants while they are imprisoned in a Palestinian jail. Meanwhile, an Israeli sniper shot and killed a Palestinian militiaman today when he walked into a courtyard of the Church of the Nativity. Still, officials think that a settlement to end the siege in Bethlehem is drawing near. The most violent flashpoint today was the West Bank city of Hebron, where Israeli fire killed 9 Palestinians. Israeli tanks moved into Hebron early today, and Israeli troops lined up dozens of Palestinians Palestinian men. 17 were arrested, including several on Israel's most wanted list. There will be more on the Middle East on Nightline tonight. Tonight, Ted Koppel spends 24 hours with Israeli troops surrounding the Church of the Nativity. That is on Nightline immediately following our broadcast. Several passengers of a U.S. Airways flight from Philadelphia to Orlando have been released after being detained and questioned by the FBI. U.S. Airways Flight 335 returned to Philadelphia International Airport shortly after taking off last night after a report of suspicious passengers on board. One passenger, who said he was sitting next to one of the men, described them as Middle Eastern and acting strangely.
Really looked really suspicious, and he was talking, but not to anyone in particular. And I asked him at one point, I said, "Excuse me, are you talking to me?" And he said, no, because he kept talking down into his chest.
The incident was one of 4 around the country yesterday in which air travelers of foreign descent were questioned by the FBI. All of them have been released. The New Jersey Lottery Commission has resolved a dispute over the big game winning ticket, and the name of the winner will be revealed tomorrow. A group of lottery players from Newark, from a nursing home there, found out today that they were not in the running for a share of the jackpot.
And we have decided and found that there is no credible evidence whatsoever to support the claim made by the group of 10 workers at the nursing home.
Lottery Director Carol Hedinger says that by matching surveillance tapes from the Hillside, New Jersey convenience store to internal lottery records, officials were able to verify that no one connected to a Newark nursing home has the winning ticket. The winning ticket was purchased at the Gulf Gas 123 market, but it was not bought by Angelito Marquez. The man co-workers thought had kept a winning ticket for himself that was bought for a company pool.
When they saw it, I could see them deflate, but they were resolved that that the proof was there, that that wasn't their guy.
Just from the beginning, we just want to know the truth, that's all.
Some of the nursing home workers who thought they had a claim visited lottery headquarters today and had this reaction to the big game mix-up.
I was disappointed, but then after I know who win it and I'm not being cheated or anything, I'm happy.
The rightful owner of that winning ticket, which as you all know came to that location where the ticket was sold on the day after the draw and had the ticket validated, he has presented that ticket, and we will present him tomorrow at a press conference and announce who he is.
I'm Nora Mushanek, Channel 6 Action News.
And still to come on Action News tonight, next, a local community prepares for the potential of a major disaster. And then there is something supernatural about this picture, or is there? A special report on phantom findings.
Well, the cloud cover's hanging on, some spotty rain hanging on. What's going to happen tomorrow? We'll find out when we check Storm Tracker 6 live. And of course, we'll have the AccuWeather forecast.
On Health Check, tips on how to cut the calories without cutting out your favorite foods. That and much more when Action News continues tonight.
Do you feel like the cable company is playing a game with you? A game you always lose?
The price is too high. I was put on hold for 31 minutes. 31 minutes.
Tuesday on Action News, what the cable guys don't want you to hear. Why the bills keep growing. Why there's no competition for your business. And how you can fight back. Action News Rob Jennings shows you how to win the game with your cable complaints. Tuesday on Action News at 11. If you see news happening, call the Action News tip line toll-free at 866-NEWS6 or contact us online at WPVI.com.
Mom, Dad, welcome to our new home. Oh, Bill's afraid of termites, so we had the entire home made of concrete.
Oh, so modern.
Comfortable? Here's a better idea. The Terminex Lifetime Protection Plan covers repairs on any new termite damage. Don't you want protection this good? 1-800-TERMINEX. No bugs, no hassles.
For a mattress, good for the back.
The new Saab 9.5. With a more solid ride and a turbocharged engine you can't wait to take advantage of.
Yeah, can I try the red one again?
Oh.
Right now, lease a Saab 9.5 linear sedan as low as $359 a month for 36 months. For details, see your Saab dealer.
Catherine and I have an announcement to make. Catherine's getting a haircut.
That's not news. This is news. The Pennsylvania Lottery's Super 6 jackpot is now $19 million.
It was all a drill, but the stage was set in West Goshen Township, Chester County tonight for a major disaster. A twin-engine military aircraft making an emergency landing, injuring dozens of passengers on board. The simulated crisis was part of a disaster drill for emergency medical technicians, firefighters, and paramedics. Officials say in the wake of September 11th, the need for training in mass casualty situations is essential. It has been 10 years since race riots rocked Los Angeles, California. Today, President Bush marked the anniversary at the First African Methodist Episcopal Church in South Central LA, the scene of the worst violence. It was on this date, 1992, that the city erupted in riots after 4 white police officers were acquitted of the videotaped beating of black motorist Rodney King. The rioting lasted for 4 days and cost billions of dollars in damage. Los Angeles Cardinal Roger Mahoney is hospitalized tonight with a blood clot in his lung. Mahoney entered the hospital last night. He is in good condition. The news came on the same day that 4 men filed suit against the 66-year-old cardinal, alleging that he covered up sexual abuses by priests. The suit claims Mahoney knew of the abuses and promised the victims' families that the priests would be fired, which they were not. On Health Check at 11, if you want to slice some serious calories and pounds, but just cannot give up your favorite foods, there are some ways to do it, we are told. First, eating smaller meals spread through the day can help you avoid overdoing it at mealtime or on snacks. And pack in the fruits and vegetables. They are more filling. As for breakfast, watch out for those New York-style bagels. They are the calorie equivalent of 6 slices of bread, but scooping out some of the inside can trim 250 calories. As for muffins, they may look healthy, but
commercial muffins are nothing better than glorified cupcakes.
For pizza lovers, soaking up the oil on top can trim 1 teaspoon of fat. Salad eaters can either keep the dressing to 1 tablespoon or switch to oil and vinegar. Finally, watch those beverages. Most bottles are 16, even 20 ounces, more than 2 servings, so stick to half the bottle at a time. The biological clock starts ticking earlier than previously thought. A new study found that for men, fertility starts dwindling after the age of 35, and for women, it begins to slide at 27. Scientists used to think that female fertility started dropping in the early 30s. You will want to watch this next story closely. Action News recently went along with some so-called phantom finders who are out to prove that ghosts are real, not imaginary. Michelle McCormack shows us what they have found in tonight's special report.
Why don't we start at the top and work our way down?
This is not your typical non-for-profit organization. Rather, their charity for the living comes by tracking the dead.
It's really cool.
Susan Beauvais is one of several researchers who are part of South Jersey Paranormal Research Incorporated. They tour homes and other buildings free of charge, armed with cameras, motion detectors, even thermometers to document paranormal activity.
And if you feel a cold spot or even a warm spot, you should try to get a reading from the spot.
Patty and Bill Rice invited them to their Laurel Springs home, which has been in the family for generations, and where they've noticed some hijinks in the basement.
I've been down in the basement, put the laundry into the washer, which is a top loader, closed the lid, gone back upstairs, come back down, lid's up. She says I'm crazy, happens 4 more times, then it happens to her.
The Rices also report lights flickering on and off, and just a couple weeks ago, Bill thought he saw his grandfather in this hallway. The only thing is, Grandpa died back in 1988 in this house.
One night when my kids were not home, he was coming out of their room, looking into my room like he was looking for them.
Using emotional attachments to draw out Grandpa, the researchers begin. Within minutes, they hit.
Any spirits are present?
Actually, I did just get an orb. It was a fast one.
Yeah, did you see that up there?
Researchers call them orbs, tiny circles on your screen. The phantom finders say they're balls of spiritual energy that continue to swirl in the basement even after they've left the room.
You guys ready?
There we go. Did you see that?
Watch closely. That's an orb coming from left to right. The researcher behind the lens continues rolling, hoping for one last orb. He is not disappointed.
Well, there we go.
Oh, I saw it that time.
So what were those circles of light seen moving about in this house and caught on tape? We figured only video experts could tell us for sure, but not even their findings are conclusive. Engineers at Sony tell Action News they ruled out any manipulation of the camera or light, but couldn't figure out what was causing the images on the screen. For that reason, engineer Tom Moritz says they couldn't rule out the explanation that the so-called orbs are spiritual energy.
It's kind of spooky at times. It's neat, though, to have them here. It seems like they're here to watch over the kids and everything, which is neat.
And it's enough to keep the phantom finders on their road to where the hereafter meets the here and now. In Laurel Springs, New Jersey, Michelle McCormack, Action News.
So who are you going to call? All right. If you want another look at the orbs, please visit our website at WPVI.com and follow the link to Phantom Finders. In addition to the video clips, we've also created a space for you to write your opinion after viewing them. And you'll take those opinions seriously, you can be assured. As we will with the AccuWeather. Don't doubt what you see. You never know.
I've lost my appetite.
Yeah.
I hear ticking, and I can't find the orbs. I mean, it's one of those nights. Things are just not going well for me.
What about the...
Look at this.
thing.
Storm Tracker 6
That's what
live. Every 20 seconds we have a sweep. We're seeing absolutely nothing. Thank goodness we cleared all of those systems out late last night into the early morning hours. All right, let's go to the satellite along with, well, first of all, we want to talk about rainfall totals. Philadelphia got an inch out of this system over the weekend. But still, the state of Pennsylvania is 5 to 8 inches below normal during the last 6 months. There it is, 4 to 7 inches below normal the last 6 months, and Delaware remains the winner here, 7 to 10 inches below normal. So we got some rain. We need much more rain. Now we're going to go to the satellite along with Action Radar. And again, you see the cloud cover here, precipitation to our north, not up into New England, but it's just falling apart. Across the country, we'll see a pretty good look at the system here. You see the northern plains states up there. They're getting some precip out of this. Cloud cover just kind of hanging in for us. We check out the systems now. We go through tomorrow on Tuesday. There's a frontal system there, a warm front, 64 degrees. We'll have some sun in the morning. Then the cloud cover comes in. And then as we head on into Wednesday, we are looking for 64 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. And again, the possibility of some precipitation. So we're not going to get too much sunshine. Cloud cover seems to be hanging on. The call from AccuWeather is cool breezes come tomorrow. Sun in the morning and then some cloud cover. 34 degrees in the Poconos, 43 in Allentown, 44 in Reading, 48 in Dover, 50 degrees in Cape May, Atlantic City, 48 degrees, 45 in Trenton, 48. Our present temperature reading is our low for the day. 66 degrees was the high in the Northeast, 46, 47 outside the station, 48 for Center City and the airport. Camden, 47 degrees. Let's go live on Sky 6. We look to the Benjamin Franklin Bridge and the colors they're on. 11 o'clock numbers, please. We are showing 48 degrees, humidity 60%, thermometer 2990. It is steady. Winds are out of the northeast at 13 miles an hour. Ocean temperature continues to creep up. It's now up to 54 degrees. Tonight, AccuWeather says mostly cloudy and chilly. Feels more like a fall evening if you've been out at all tonight. The low 40 degrees in the suburbs, 44. For Center City. The exclusive AccuWeather 5-day forecast, rush hour in the morning, we're looking for some sun, 46 degrees, and then the cloud cover comes in, 64 degrees. We cannot rule out the possibility of shower or two throughout the day. Wednesday, clouds and sun, more clouds than sun, 64 degrees. Again, the possibility of spritz. Hanging over on Thursday, the morning will start with some rain, windy conditions, but we're up to 70 degrees. We're on the warmer side. Then windy and cooler, 64 degrees on Friday, Saturday, more clouds, 68 degrees. So the cloud cover hanging on. We'll see some sunshine in the morning and then more cloud cover coming in the afternoon, Jim.
And coming up on Action News, Gary Papa, who is always a bundle of spiritual energy, has the latest on the Sixers and Phillies in San Francisco when we continue in just a moment.
Princess just decided to go for
That ocean, she's really picking up. Well, we'll just have to wait it out.
Mother, I'm scared.
No need to be scared, little kitten.
We have to get to safety! Got a slam, Grandpa! Hurry, everyone! Get in!
Where was I? And so the princess picked up her basket of apples and felt safe once again. For her new friends, the fairies, had shown her the way home.
Hey, baby. Get your appetite. We need Arby's new Market Fresh Turkey Ranch and Bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Bread this soft.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Something sizzling. And those toppings, oh my.
I want it.
My husband's the same way about power tools.
I want it!
Arby's new Market Fresh Turkey Ranch and Bacon.
Give in to your grown-up tastes.
Children with Down syndrome are a gift of life.
The Buddy Walk was just an unbelievable experience.
There was just celebration all over, all around us. As a mom, it just really touched my heart.
I tell everybody about how good Walmart has been to us. Their people came out and walked.
They provided lunch.
At Walmart, we have become partners. They love our kids.
That's what we all want, is our children to be accepted for who and what they are. I was very proud of our walk. People cared about our kids.
With the CVS Extra Care card, it's not just about saving money on like 4,700 diapers. It's earning CVS money. It's not just another rewards program. It's a way to earn your favorite stuff free. The CVS Extra Care card. It's not just a piece of plastic. It's recognition of the fact that someone should pay you for a change. Every mom knows the difference, and so does one pharmacy. CVS Pharmacy, helping you make a difference.
You haven't seen anything until you've seen $299 a month on Ford Windstar. It's all here at your Quality Plus Ford dealer's spring sales event. That's right, $299 a month, plus a free rear entertainment system on the minivan with a quadruple 5-star safety rating. You're in luck. See something spectacular. $299 a month on Ford Windstar. Get to your Quality Plus Ford dealer for the spring sales event.
Visit Philly.com for the latest news and information in the region. Read stories from the Philadelphia Inquirer and Daily News. Watch video from 6 ABC Action News. Visit Philly.com, the region's homepage.
A Philadelphia institution will soon be closing its doors.
Girl, see you in a Crash Brothers suit, I get all choked up.
After 50 years in business, Crash Brothers men's clothing store on South Street is shutting its doors for good. Owner Ben Crash says the slumping economy is forcing him to close the so-called Store of the Stars. Philly's trying to right a leaking ship. Here's Gary Pop.
Watch out for those leaking ships. Philly's out in San Francisco. Thank you, Jim. Early highlights from Pac-Bell Park. Here we go. Little trouble for Robert Person. Bottom of the second inning. Gets out of it. Strikes out Jason Schmidt. Top of the third. Runner on third. Bobby Abreu.
With a hit to right field. Rollins scores.
He scores 1-0 now. Your Phillies are winning that in the top of the fifth out there in San Francisco. Eagles had a visitor today from Green Bay. Dorsey Levin says he's 100% and more than ready to step in and help out now that Carell Buchalter is out for the season. He stops by for a visit, even checking out the turf at the practice facility, and he knows the situation right here. He knows the depth chart about Deuce Staley.
Deuce is a starter, you know, and you have to come in and work your way up. Nothing's going to be handed to you if you want to play. You got to work for it, and that's all I expect.
So long, Dorsey. Kajana Carter will be visiting later on this week to check out the Eagles. Sixers working out for Wednesday's big game, of course, against the Boston Celtics. Once again, it is a fight for survival. Sixers shooting today instead of cleaning out their lockers. Having won yesterday, they now know what they have to do. Execute.
We know how important execution is, awareness on the court, and you know how much we prepare. We got to lay it all on the line because we can't lose anymore.
That's the situation. Game 4 coming up on Wednesday. Tonight, NBA. Game 4, Detroit at Toronto. Here's former Villanova star Elvin Williams with a big basket. Elvin and Toronto survived for Game 5. They won tonight, 89-83. Series tied at 2. Flyers with the question of just how high up will the changes be for this hockey team. Could it be the end for their general manager, Bob Clark? The skate zone today is absolutely empty. Most likely Bill Barber will be gone. The question for the captain is changing these head coaches all the time. Does it really make a difference in your hockey team?
Success with anybody. I mean, it doesn't necessarily, to me, it's you can change a coach every year, and it's if things are done right and your systems are done the right way and everybody's on the same page. And
very quiet these days in Voorhees, but not tonight in Montreal. It is a serious game. Tied at 1, third period. Montreal is on the power play, and Yannick Perreault scores. Montreal wins it 2-1. They win that series tonight in 6 games over the Boston Bruins.
Thank you, Gary.
Okay.
We have new information now out of Florence Township. Let's go live to Chopper 6 over the scene. This is 304 Foundry Street, where firefighters have apparently gotten the fire out, but 2 people have been transported to Rancocas Hospital, both reported to be in very serious, if not critical condition. As you can see, firefighters wrapping up the job at 304 Foundry in Florence Township, but 2 people seriously hurt.
Glenn Peterson has 3 growing kids and a budget to stick to, so ShopRite's helping him provide the best at low prices. In addition to over 2,000 weekly sale items, Glenn's Price Plus card gives him even more discounts.
Make ShopRite your summer headquarters. This camp chair with arms, just $7.99. This 9-foot market umbrella, only $49.99. And this beautiful park bench will dress up your yard for just $49.99.
Always fresh and always for less. ShopRite.
Aloha, Governor. Let's take the tube, buddy. It's faster. It's faster to take the tube. We'll have some tea and crumpets. Tea and crumpets on toast. Pip, pip, toodaloo. Top of the morning.
British Airways summer flights to London are just $209 with 39 European cities also on sale. But do hurry. Offer ends midnight May 2nd. And now, save an additional $20 when you book at BritishAirways.com.
She had the perfect life, but the husband who couldn't live without her won't let her live without him. If I can't have you, nobody will. This summer,
you have a divine animal right to protect your own life and the life of your offspring.
Jennifer Lopez. You ready?
Yes.
Enough.
Self-defense is not murder.
Rated PG-13. In theaters May 24th.
Action News Mornings. It gets you up to speed. It gets you going. And gets you ready. Monica Malpass, Rick Williams, and Cecily Tynan with AccuWeather. Action News Mornings. Get into it.
Hey, it's me, Peter, but you knew that. Look, I don't know how to say this, but, I need to move on. I mean, you probably noticed that I'm not the same person I was a few months ago. I mean, you have been great, really. I just need to be on my own for a while. Well, thanks for everything, and guess this is goodbye, huh?
The extremely therapeutic Acura TL Type S.
It's white hot, high voltage, pure adrenaline, and it's not coming to a theater near you. It's Comcast Half Price Summer. 3 explosive months of Comcast digital cable with HBO and Cinemax half price. Plus a free pass to Six Flags Great Adventure if you call now. Comcast Half Price Summer. Put more in your summer. Call 1-800-COMCAST now.
I'm Ted Koppel. Tonight on Nightline, from a sniper's nest to high-tech surveillance to closed-door negotiations. It's a war of nerves in the Holy Land. Inside the siege at the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem tonight.
2 New York City police officers were honored in Philadelphia tonight for their heroism at the World Trade Center site. Action News was at City Hall as Pride Fest America awarded its Distinguished Service Award to officers Francis Coppola and Carol Pauchner. Officer Paulkner received injuries when the second plane hit, but she stayed to help evacuate the towers. Detective Coppola and Officer Paulkner were two of the first officers to respond to the towers after the attack on September 11th. They received high praise tonight in Philadelphia. Nightline next on Channel 6. Action News continues at 5 a.m. with Monica Malpass, Rick Williams, and Cecily Tynan. Now for Gary Papa, Dave Roberts, the entire Action News team, I'm Jim Gardner. Good night.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Verizon Communications. Incredible stories of forgiveness. Next Oprah, 12:35 tonight.
On the next live.
Here's your last chance, ladies. His bachelor days are numbered.
Yeah, that's the buzz. He's got a gorgeous fiancée and a Golden Globe.
Find out what's next for Charlie Sheen. Don't miss the next live.
Tomorrow at 9 here on 6 ABC.
It started. Bob Casey's negative commercials. The facts. When Ed Rendell completed his term as mayor, Philadelphia schools had full-day kindergarten, and test scores had risen 4 years in a row. Now in the campaign for governor, Ed Rendell's plans for education have been applauded statewide, while newspapers are criticizing Casey, calling his attacks on Ed Rendell unfair. On education, Bob Casey. No solutions, no experience, a negative campaign. Pennsylvania deserves better.
When America has somewhere to go, they get there in a Chevy. Today, Chevy's gonna keep you and your family moving with $3,502 cash back or 0% APR on a 2002 Chevy Venture. Get up and get going with $3,502 cash back or 0% APR. Look for value. Look for the bow tie at your local Chevy dealer today.
Guess they're not home.
Mom?
Hit it.
Dad? You'll find any excuse to go Outback for our perfectly grilled shrimp and fresh Atlantic salmon.
Son! You're breaking up.
Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
What comes to mind when you hear the slogan, Virginia is for lovers?
I feel as if I found my soulmate and my best friend.
No one's ever said that to me before.
Oh, excuse me. It's easy to get the wrong impression if you've never vacationed here.
I found my soulmate and my best friend.
I feel like I found
No
my
one's ever said that to me before.
No one ever said that.
Discover more than 100 ways to love Virginia. Visit our website at virginiasforlovers.com.
Morning, sir.
Meet Bob Casey, husband, father of 4 daughters. His first job out of college was teaching in an inner-city school in Philadelphia.
Great to see you.
Today, he's Pennsylvania's Auditor General. He's been our state's strongest advocate for safe, affordable childcare. Now he's running for governor on an agenda for working families.
I knew you'd be here.
A patient's Bill of Rights, expanded prescription drug coverage, a stronger commitment to our schools.
You're going to be the governor.
For working families.